Hello everyone. I'm Sinem from Istanbul, Turkey. I'm an executive coach and facilitator in Expressive Arts and Gestalt. We have been together in this video series with my dear partner Bridget nearly 3 months, and we have amazing facilitators and expressive art professionals in each series. You can see in the IEATA YouTube channel, and today also we are with amazing expressive arts professionals. Welcome again.
So we've been interviewing, like you said, Sinem, for the last 3 months, our keynote speakers, our pre-conference presenters, and now we're working with our conference presenters for our 16th International Conference, Passport to Transformation, the Expressive Arts as Doorways to Healing. So we're looking forward to it next month, June 20th to 22nd, coming up quick. So I thought what we could do is I would love to go around to just sort of have each of you introduce yourselves, maybe share where you're from, and then we'll dive into your workshop.
Hey, my name is Deb Gordon-Gurfinkel, born and raised in the UK, in United Kingdom, and have been living in America since 1986. And I am the founder and director of Telling It.
My name is Kelly Kundrat, and I am the lead social worker for Telling It. I was born and raised in Ann Arbor, Michigan, lived for a bit in Virginia and then DC, and am currently settled in Ypsilanti, Michigan.
My name is Donovan McCrea Weston. I go by McCrea. I was born in Dallas, moved to Michigan when I was about 7, raised between Michigan and Chicago, Detroit and Michigan. Moved around a lot. Been in Boston, been in Portland, been in Ohio, settled back in Detroit as of now, and I'm the principal artist for Telling It.
Amazing, welcome. I forgot to mention who I am, so I'm going to pop in and say that I'm Bridget Steed. I'm joining you from San Miguel de Allende, Mexico right now, and I am one of the IEATA Executive Committee co-chairs and one of the conference committee members.
So welcome you too, Bridget.
Thank you.
I really love how our improvisational video series is happening.
Exactly. So I'm hearing this Telling It. I'm hearing that you're all involved with something called Telling It. And I would love to know more about what exactly that is, and that will lead us into what workshop you're presenting.
So why don't I kind of kick off? So my background in Britain was to teach in mainstream education using the theatre arts and other art forms across curricula in support of academics and other kind of mental health support and different kind of embedded theatre role-playing genres. And fast forward to America and doing a drama therapy MA and not completing it because I ran out of money, but getting really the bug, and then moving Midwest and starting to use my training to support children who are experiencing being unhoused with their families as a way to support literacy skills using multiple art forms. So it was intermodal before I knew the word, and using art forms to support their literacy, and then later started the program also with children who are experiencing being unhoused, and also teenagers, LGBTQ teenagers, self-identifying, and also runaways and people who, young people who are on their own, essentially on the streets, and use the program both with kind of the idea of supporting them in their self-expression and in their literacy. But what was happening was that the program was being met by people were really advancing their social emotional skills, and were also disclosing, and we're really seeing it as a mental health opportunity. So fast forward now, where we are in this county called Washtenaw County, and we've been working with kids in school. We've been working with kids who have experienced being unhoused and so on and so forth. But in the last year and a half, we've been invited into engaging with young people in the carceral system. So actually, everything we do is really using expressive arts modalities to support young people who are incarcerated in a maximum security facility here, and also with kids on probation, on tether, and also young people who are in a day program that's part of the carceral system.
So at the core of Telling It is expressive arts, and using expressive arts therapeutically. We are not conducting therapy with the kids, and yet there is that mental health, social emotional learning aspect. And we have myself as a licensed social worker, clinical social worker in the room. We also have our MSW field placement interns. So there really is this centered space for healing and expression and exploring trauma potentially or unmet mental health needs, which we have found really correlates with root causes of a lot of why kids are, in trouble and where they're at in terms of being involved with the carceral system in some way. And I'll pass it to McCrea to go into the art.
Yeah, so just a little bit of history about me. I've been drawing my entire life, didn't really know what to do with it, got into music, and about middle school, high school, poetry, things of this nature. Growing up between divorced parents, I guess I saw creativity just as a way to escape before I even knew what it was. And coming into telling it, really noticing that this program was a way for me to heal. Like these were ideals that I didn't know I needed. So by becoming this person that I needed growing up, we're able to have that therapeutic aspect through the arts. We do clay, we do theater, we do poetry, we do rap, just all these different things that allow for expression that a lot of times we didn't even know we needed. Like just incorporating that play, allowing us to express ourselves in that way is just so pivotal for life in general.
Thank you, McCrea. Yeah, it sounds really amazing how we expressive art professional brings all the intermodalities and the play into the center. And we are very curious how you three decide to come together and incorporate together.
We have this incremental family that starts to slowly form. One of the things that we really believe in is that this is an incremental process where you're creating space together, you're creating connection, you're creating bond, you're having your ups and your downs, your moments of tension, your moments of like true love and connection. And it's really reflected in the partnership. We are a small program, but boy, we're mighty.
It really feels like the three of us have sort of become the core leadership team for Telling It, and there's so many other people involved, so I don't want it to sound like it's just us. And I think we're a fairly good representation of kind of the different heads of this, Telling It program beast more broadly. So the, leadership, creativity aspect, the expressive mental health form, the creativity, play, fun, music, all of that. So it feels like we're fairly well represented with the three of us in terms of our specialties, in terms of each of our individual passions, and so it feels like it's a good representation of Telling It.
Coming into Telling It, you're just like, what is this program? It's like, what is going on? But it you got to experience it. It's so hard to try to just put it into small words. Like it is an experience, if anything else, like just being able to experience it. But having it all come together with Deb's theater background and Deb's wealth of knowledge, and then with Kel's, the social work background, having that come all together and then tie it together with the arts. It like the representation of three-headed beast is exactly what it is.
I'm really inspired by your passion, because I can really feel like I want to know what this is all about. I mean, I want to experience this, like you said. So I'm kind of wondering, as far as your workshop, is that kind of your intention? Are you sort of seeking to give them a little taste of what Telling It feels like? What exactly will that look like for your attendees?
Yeah, so that absolutely is one of the main goals of, what we're going to present is this, really experience what a Telling It session looks like with us. And then going into depth of why, and we do things very intentionally, and we call it creative chaos. It feels chaotic. It feels unstructured, and yet there is quite a bit that goes into the back end of planning and, the decision making, why we did this, why we did that. So our kids don't often get that perspective, but the conference attendees absolutely will. And then also, as Deb mentioned, this work with the carceral system is new for us. And so we've done some deep dives and information gathering on the history of it, particularly within our county. So we also want to present some of that information, make it really specific and hopefully have some, things that are transferable for folks within their own spaces.
Is there like a pearl of wisdom that you really want your attendees to walk away with after having experienced this?
Pearl of wisdom to take away. No matter what you're doing in your life, don't forget about play. Don't forget about your creative self. Don't forget about that child that's inside of you, and to continue to nurture that child where all that creativity and play has been taken away from you in this world that we live in.
We are about the I ams of who we are, and we want to shut down the I am nots and look at them, where are they coming from, what that's about.
One of the things I find myself saying quite often within the therapy space as well, in my other position, but also within telling it, is that we really want to listen to comprehend and listen to understand versus listening to respond. And trying to translate that into the expressive arts is we really want to take in the expressions of others, not to respond, but to comprehend and to understand. And I feel like there's also something in there about how we are working within the punitive justice system and disrupting it at the same time. And we'll get into that as deep as we can within our session. And I want people to walk away from this notion that, yes, you can work within a system while trying to disrupt it or even dismantle it.
If we ask three of you, if you introduce your workshop or your presentation without words, intermodally, how could it be?
I had this.
My feet are made for walking, and that's just what I'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna tell me what to do, because I made the lyrics different.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Didn't you say something earlier about creative chaos? I think
Yep.
that was it. There you go.
I might have just been chaos.
We are really privileged to witness how the improvisational and creative chaos find its way, its flow in between. Thank you very much.
IEATA.org is where everyone can sign up for the conference. Again, this is happening next month, just outside of Boston at Endicott College, June 20th to 22nd. We will be there, and we look forward to meeting you all in person. Sinem, any parting words?
Yeah, I'm looking forward, nearly less than a month. So I'm so excited to see each of you in person.
We're excited to see you both.
Yeah,
Thank you
so much for inviting us to be a part of this.
Thank you so much. Okay, we'll see you there.
Bye. Take care.